motherfucker's definitely going to get in my MacBook as well. Anyway, so hello. As you know, my name is Jack, and what I'm going to be talking about today from Florianopolis in Brazil, right next to my hot tub, is I'm going to be talking about why most coaches are stuck at 10k a month. And you'd be surprised, it's not the sales, it's not the funnels, the marketing, it's not the ad spend. It actually runs a lot deeper than that. It's an identity issue, and I'll go on to explain exactly what that means as we go on through this video. But I just want to like preface, signpost the fact that this is going to be fucking raw, authentic, no cuts, no stops. We're going for sheer authenticity. So I do have a couple of notes here just to keep me on track, because otherwise I digress very, very quickly, and the video will be about 4 hours long, and I want you guys to get precise value out of it. Can you hear that? Nature. And so if we look at it, right, if you're at 5 to 10k a month right now, or even above, and you find yourself watching this video and you've been here for a while, coasting, maybe drifting, and actually what you might find is that you might have become what you might call comfortable or complacent. You might be able to hear a little party next door. It's just a vibe of Brazil. But what you have to understand is that comfortable isn't necessarily the right word, because comfortable means that you should have achieved everything that you want to achieve. However, you haven't, most likely, unless your final goal is 20k a month, in which case, congratulations, you reached the boss level. If your goal is to push further than that, which for most people watching this, it probably is, then you not pushing for that is ultimately you settling for less, which means that you're telling yourself a lie that you're comfortable, and it's that you're not actually comfortable. You're just not actually willing enough to take the bigger, scarier risks, because as you grow and develop as an individual, when you hit certain benchmarks, whether that's 5k, you're going to have to take the risks of a 10k a month version of you, which means that when you get to 10k, you're going to then have to take the risks of whatever is the next benchmark for you. And the bigger the risk, the scarier it is, the more fear that comes with it, the more confidence that is required. And if you don't have that confidence, then ultimately you might be thinking, fuck, what's actually going to happen? However, the reverse of that is actually, you don't need to be confident enough to take the risk. All you need to do is actually take the risk, and the risk will then make you confident. The action brings the confidence does not bring the action, if that makes sense. The action comes first, and then you build confidence off that action. And so how this resorts how this is relevant to you being stuck at 10 to 20k a month is that you have an identity issue, not necessarily like all of that fucking like gender shit, but more along the lines of like, you don't identify yourself as a person who is earning 50k a month, 100k a month. And that is ultimately why you're stuck in a position, and have been stuck in the position that you're in today, because you're not taking the essential steps of the man that you want to be, or the woman that you want to be. And so as a result of that, what happens is you now continue to be in this spiral of like, okay, I'm at 10k a month, I'm happy, how can I get to 15, how can I get to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? But you never understand the actual actions that it takes. You just think about it and you keep it as an idea, rather than it actually being an essential part, foundation, and cornerstone of your success. And so to keep on the right line, what you have to understand is that in order to then progress, if your goal, put it this way, is to hit $1 million a month, and you're setting your goal at 250k a month, why would you want to start acting like a 250k a month version of you? Even if we go smaller scale, if your goal is 100k a month, but you're saying, okay, like I just need to become the 20k a month version of myself first, why would you do that? There's no significance behind that for you, except it just being another milestone. Why not aim for the full fucking finish line? And then that will allow you to step into something bigger and better and greater. Every person started with their own self-image. Your success will never, ever, ever expand past your self-image. And so what comes first is the actual identity of who you believe you can become. Once you learn this yourself, you can now put this on sales skills, which is a whole nother video, but this is about you. Have you ever asked yourself the question of, who is it that I can be? Who is it that I can act like to be able to get the result that I want? If the answer is yes, then perfect. You know you can act like that person. If the answer is no, then I strongly suggest to future pace yourself. Understand the exact moment that you want to achieve, the exact people you want to be around, the exact emotions that you actually want to feel. And in that moment, understand that the risks, the sacrifices, and everything that it took to get there, how valuable is that fucking moment to you? And when you understand that, you can now start to reverse engineer the actions of the identity that you've created, which then means that step by step, you start to become this person. And rather than aiming from 10K a month to 20K a month, you now aim for 100K a month. That means that you're going to hit 20K a lot quicker than you would if that was your end goal. And so that's just a bit of source for you to be able to actually take yourself to the next level. And you have to understand it similar to this, right? You have a future version of you, a current version of you, and a past version of you. Now, the future version of you is the person that you want to become. The current version of you is who you are now. The current version of you, typically, we let the past determine our current version rather than the future. It needs to be a mix of both. And so whether you've gone through trauma events or whether you have these super high ambitions, you need to feed both into each other. Learn from the past to be able to push you into the future, but also understand how relevant this is to your self-image of actually being more attracted to the future than being more magnetized to the past, and be able and give yourself permission to actually like articulate it to yourself in terms of like, okay, this is who I want to be. How can I step into this person and take fucking relentless action time after time after time after time to be able to become this next biggest and greatest thing. And so if I was a coach stuck at 10K a month, like this is exactly what I would do. I would design a new self-image to be able to become an even bigger and better and stronger and richer and fucking more dangerous person. Because ever since I designed this next version of myself, which is the 250K a month version of me, I got bigger, I got stronger, I got more tanned, I got more financially stacked, more physically jacked. I'm out here in Brazil, chilling in the fucking forest, just grinding away. Whether it's raining, whether it's sun, it doesn't matter, because every day I just rinse and repeat. Work, 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 work. And the identity that I created, I also forgot to add in a bit of fun as well, you know? So now it's always a case of refinement. It doesn't matter whether the identity that you lay out is right at first. It's going to be a skeleton. And as you go, you start to develop and add different character traits, different personality types, different decision-making frameworks to that identity. And that's how you become the next best, greatest version of yourself. So, fuck. So if you enjoyed this, then what I would say is go drop me a follow on Instagram. You get a bunch of sales brain rot content that will actually blow your mind a little bit from time to time. Or you can just drop a subscribe on this and I'll upload some, maybe like 2 or 3 a week, some raw, authentic motherfucking videos like this. So just speak from the soul, you know? So yeah, I think a lot of people hesitate to speak like this as well because they're kind of afraid of what other people view them as, or it'll make them seem less of an authority in the space. But for me, a big part of who I am is being authentic. And I believe that authenticity is one of the highest fucking vibes and energies and frequencies or whatever you want to say that you can actually be on. When you become your authentic self, like you just don't have a need for any anxiety or pain. So yeah, bumholes. So yeah, nah, I'm only messing. But have a good Saturday. Take care. Look after yourself. Stay dangerous. Stay jacked. Stay stacked. And I'll see you soon.